Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, honorable city council members, mayor, deputy clerk, our city attorney, to the administrative staff that are in the audience, as well as those who are visiting with us this evening, and of course for those who are viewing tonight's meeting via our broadcast channel and YouTube Live. Welcome to the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting, and today's date is Monday, April 24th, 2023. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portion of the agenda. Please fill out a request to speak public comment card, which is located on the table in the back of the chambers, and hand it to the deputy clerk. At this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdu.
Here.
Councilman Barton.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
Councilwoman Webb.
Here.
And Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Tonight's regular council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. 3, petitioner. 4, chairperson's report. 5, mayor's report. 6, clerk's report. 7, treasurer's report. 8, public comment. 9, unfinished business. 10, new business. 11, warrant. 12, communication, and number 13, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the agenda as presented.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Agenda item 2A for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, April 10th, 2023.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move for the approval of the regular council meeting that was held on the Monday, April 10th at 7:30.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb, for approval of the minutes from our regular meeting held Monday, April 10th at 7:30. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Agenda item 2B for approval are the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, April 10th, 2023 at 6:00 p.m. to discuss the proposed fiscal year 23-24 city budget.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion for approval of the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, April 10th, 2023.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of our minutes from the special meeting study session held on April the 10th at 6:00 p.m. to discuss the proposed fiscal year 23-24 city budget. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
There are no petitioners on the agenda. It takes us to number 4, the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Tonight, we had two special meetings. One was at 6 p.m., which was a public hearing for the Romulus Distribution Center proposed brownfield plan. At 7 p.m., we had a study session consisting of the North Point development updates. I want to read a little something that I would like to acknowledge from the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks. It says, and I'm sure this is for all council and administration, everyone. And I'm sure each council got one. Dear Council Barton, the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks is an organization that promotes and educate Michigan clerks. Through our Michigan Professional Municipal Clerk Certification Program, clerks are recognized for their knowledge of the multifaceted clerk's profession. We are pleased to announce that your Deputy City Clerk, Deshaun Huckenhall, has met the program criteria and has attained the prestigious MIPMC certification. Deshaun's commitment to education and desire to attain certification clearly defines commitment to the clerk's profession in your community. On behalf of the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks Board of Directors, I ask that you join us in congratulations to Deshaun Huckenhall for accomplishments and well-deserved recognition. And this is from the Adams with MAMC President. Let's give Mr. Deshaun a hand. Well, we are so blessed to have a clerk and a deputy clerk that's really outstanding. Thank you both. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley. Ms. Williams? Oh, I'm sorry. Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Williams for approval of the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, City Council, and I'm clerk. Recently accredited deputy clerk. Congratulations as well, and our audience here and also watching at home. Before I get into action items on my report tonight, I would like to draw your attention to the screen where we have Vanessa Tolliver with some information for you.
Hello, I'm Vanessa Tolliver, and here are some events happening in Romulus. Join us at Wick Elementary on Wednesday, April 26, beginning at 6 p.m. for the return of One Romulus community meetings hosted by our mayor, Robert McCrate. This forum is where residents can share ideas and concerns with public officials, public safety leaders, and neighbors. Mayor McCrate will provide an update on the latest city news, followed by time reserved for questions and ideas sharing from those in attendance. Registration is now open for youth flag football. This program is for grades 1st through 5th and will take place on Thursdays with a practice session beginning at 5:30 and games immediately following. The season will run from May 8th until June 26th. All games and practices will be held at the fields located behind the Romulus Senior Center. Visit the Community Development Office to register. Please come out and join us Saturday, April 29th for our annual citywide clean sweep event from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Volunteers will gather at the Romulus Athletic Center lobby for supplies and assignments. The event will conclude at Blue Sky Ice Cream and Hamburgers at noon for sweet treats and raffles. Come early on Saturday before Clean Sweep to check out the 2023 Eco Fair sponsored by the Romulus Garden Club and the Romulus Public Library at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Romulus Athletic Center. You do not have to be a member to attend this free community event. Michigan residents now have an additional 30 days to provide comment on the relicensing of the hazardous waste operation facility in Romulus, following the reopening of the public comment period by the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy. Visit our website for information on how to submit a public comment, along with some items to consider including in your comment. The period will be open until May 3rd. Save the date. Mayor McCrate's 2023 State of the City address is on Wednesday, May 24th, beginning at 5 p.m. at Romulus High School. Thanks, everyone. Remember to like and share us on Facebook and YouTube, or visit our website for more information. Have a safe night.
Thank you, Vanessa. One more announcement, too, before action items is construction season here. We all know that Michigan roads are terrible and there's a lot of construction going on. It's not ideal. It's very frustrating for the city of Romulus and our DPW to coordinate between multiple entities. We have MDOT, we have the county, city's got construction projects on, and we also have some railway being repaired in the city as well. We're doing our best to coordinate efforts. We know it's not convenient. Today they closed down Wayne and Ecorse for much needed reconstruction over there, so we're very excited about that. But we had concerns over the placement of the barrels and the detours. We're working with MDOT and the county right now to make sure that the signage is correct and safe. But I would ask our residents to please heed these construction barrels and these directions and these detours, even though they're inconvenient. I was out there tonight when they tried to close the intersection down and people were driving around barricades and barrels, and it's a dangerous situation, and we don't want to see anybody get hurt. And I know it's inconvenient because of construction season, but please be careful. You know, we have multiple projects going on this year. It's going to be hard to coordinate, and I know it's inconvenient, but it's definitely needed. So please be careful, and we'll continue to work with MDOT and Wayne County officials on the Wayne and Ecorse situation. So stay tuned on that. So yeah, just please be patient, be safe, be cognizant, look both ways, just pay attention. I don't want to see somebody get hurt, because there's a lot of people on that major thoroughfare that are not paying attention, and they're just, it's a dangerous situation right now, so avoid it if you can. That being said, the action item I have tonight will be the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development 2023 Animal Welfare Grant. So to ask the council concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached intergovernmental agreement with the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development for the awarded grant for spaying and neutering at the Romulus Animal Shelter.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth.
I will move that we approve the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development for the 2023 Animal Welfare Grant.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development 2023 Animal Welfare Grant Award. Any discussion? Go ahead, Ms. Talley.
No,
then
just
Ms.
a quick, on the internal document, a quick typo. It says Darren Shelby, Police Chief. I think he's our Deputy Chief. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
He's ambitious though, so I don't know.
Yeah, he wants to be.
No, I just want to point that out. Can we just get that corrected on the documents?
Mr. Wadsworth.
If I could, to the deputy chief, this entitles the people that adopt out of our shelter to be reimbursed if they have the animal fixed, correct?
Yes, that'll still apply, but what that will allow us to do is animals that come into the shelter, it allow us to get those animals
Good.
spayed or neutered.
Excellent, okay.
And what we're excited about is the last time we did the program last year, we noticed that the adoption rates really went high when the animals were already fixed prior to. So it's a good program.
Okay, fine. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, deputy chief.
Thank you, Deputy Chief.
Thank you, Deputy Chief.
Thank you, Deputy Chief.
Are there any other more discussion? If none, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have is to renew the lease with GrowthWorks Incorporated over at the new 34th District Court Building. For those who are unaware, in order to maximize our potential there in our floor space, we had vacant space in that building. When the court had to modify their operations due to COVID and state requirements changing, so we tried to make best use of that. GrowthWorks is an alternative for people who are having an issue in their life, and they might be having, they need support and mechanisms to them. So it's been a great relationship and a benefit to people going through the court who might be in trouble and have some struggles in their life right now, and you can run them right across the hallway and hear support and counseling and some efforts for them. So GrowthWorks is in this region. They do great work. Proud to have them at that building, and they're doing great work over there. We did modify the lease to be more reflective of a market rate, which you can see in the lease agreement. So that being said, I would ask that council concur with the administration and grant authorization for the mayor and the clerk to enter into the attached lease agreement with GrowthWorks Incorporated for the lease of 2,000 square feet of space located at 11113 South Wayne Road, 48174, on the second floor of the 34th District Court Building.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Roscoe.
I will make that motion for the request to sign the lease with GrowthWorks Incorporated.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, for a request to sign lease with Growth Works Incorporated. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Talley.
Chief, Kevin. On the lease, where it's talking about the operating expense, I'm just, from my education and clarity, as far as what the landlord is responsible and what the tenant is responsible for, because it says like the tenant, I guess, is supposed to cover the operating expenses, but then I see a paragraph that says, landlord shall be responsible for heating, ventilating, air conditioning, electricity. I just want to be clear on who's responsible for what.
So, yeah, so with them being a tenant in there, a portion of their, the total incorporation of the cost of the lease would be sectioned off. So like, we know that there's a shared meter over there, for instance. So we can't split the court cost for electricity and them. So that's taken into consideration of the price per square foot in the total building usage.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, so
Yep.
we're responsible for the heating, okay, that's where all that come
Right,
into
yeah.
play. I got you, okay, and then everything else.
We're
No, I'm-
responsible for the mechanical portion of it. They're responsible for the usage of like the utility portion of it.
Got it. So on the back with, and thank you for the lease financial summary, that's great. But the cleaning of area, that's their cost, the cleaning of areas, that's
Correct. So they wanted, so that area, so the court gets cleaned through a separate company.
Okay.
And they asked that we could reach out to them, get an estimate for what it would be to clean their portion as well.
And they'll clean
And
it.
that was added to the
To the
total
lease.
cost of the lease.
And you told me that earlier,
Yeah,
so thank you.
and that's what I've tried to do with that financial summary, is there's
Mm-hmm.
some idiosyncrasies as we redo these leases, and I want a clear picture. So it
Yeah.
shows you what a monthly cost is, it shows you if utilities are broken out, per diem for taxes, if there's any additional cost that we negotiate with the tenants, and then it shows you an annual cost of that as well.
No, thank
So
you, it's very-
that way, it's very clear.
Clear.
There's little yellow boxes at the side of each of those. They have
Mm-hmm.
to sign off an initial that they understand and that they acknowledge those costs.
Got it,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Ms. Talley. Williams?
Yes. Also, what was the amount for the former lease with this group?
So I believe it was, I apologize, but I believe it was $750
Monthly?
monthly, and it's gone up to $1,000, I believe. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have is the lease renewal for Wayne Metro Community Action Agency, who is housed in 10,000 square feet on the old 34th District Court building. And they are a community action group that works and they help residents who need assistance with either rent, or they help facilitate some programs based on income for the RAP program and keeping the water on. So it's been a good asset to have. It's been a good relationship for them to, or a location for them to be, right here in the heart of Romulus, and also it's been an easy one. If we have a resident having an issue here at City Hall, we walk them right over to that building and find a solution to their problem. So it's been a great relationship there, so I'm happy to lease for another year with the Wayne Metro Group. So I'd ask that council concur with the administration and grant authorization for the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached lease agreement with Wayne Metropolitan Action Agency for the lease of 10,000 square feet of space located at 11131 Wayne Road on the western portion of the former 34th District Court building.
Through the chair, if I may,
Yes, Ms. Webb.
I'd like to concur with the administration and grant authorization for the mayor and clerk to enter into the lease agreement.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Talley, for a lease agreement with Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes,
Through the
Ms.
chair,
Webb?
I would just like to say, in most communities now, since the pandemic, developers and companies are utilizing existing buildings in our city now. And that's saving them money, but yet and still, there's revenue for the city of Romulus. And I like to see the buildings being occupied.
Thank you, Ms. Webb. Williams?
Same question to the fire chief. What was their former amount and the present for the lease agreement?
So this particular lease did not see an increase. primarily because they are a grant-funded program, and their grant and their financial calendar is different than ours. So instead of putting an increase in this particular lease, we did allocate a 3% increase in any renewals moving forward as we redevelop this lease structure. So this particular one, they told us that if we were to increase this, we potentially would lose them as a tenant, and that they would move Wayne Metro out of Romulus, which we didn't want to do, like the mayor was saying, because they are such a good asset to our community.
So what is the dollar amount that they pay?
So I believe this one also is $750 a month.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
If there's no other discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. And just one more reason we couldn't adjust the rent on the Wayne Metro, that would have taken more money out of the coffers that they can assist our residents too. So they only have a strict budget amount, and if we'd increase that rent, there'd have been less they could do to help our public as well. So it's another reason we decided to leave it the same, so thank you for that. The next item I have is piggyback on the Omnia Partners contract for playground shade equipment at the game time for Oak Brook Park. So I'd ask the council to concur with the administration and consent to piggyback on the Omnia Partners Contract 201-700-1134 for the purchase of playground and shade equipment from Game Time for Oak Brook Park for a total cost of $26,443.65.
Need a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I will move that we approve the piggyback on the Omna Partners contract for the playground and shade equipment for the game time for the Oak Brook Park in the amount of $26,443.
Support.
The motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb. Piggyback on Omnia Partners contract for playground and shade equipment from Game Time for Oak Brook Park. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The last item I have up for action tonight is a budget amendment. So I'd ask the council to concur with the administration and introduce Budget Amendment 22-23-17 to recognize grant revenues and expenditures for the Public Library Services Grant approved by the Library Board on April 17, 2023.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with the administration and introduce Budget Amendment 22/23-17 to recognize grant revenue and expenditures for the public library services.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for introduction of Budget Amendment 22/23-17. Any discussion?
Yeah, quick question.
Yes, Ms.
And Patty, quick question. I'm just didn't know what this acronym means. It said the grant will be used to purchase AWE youth computers. What's that?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what exactly what it stands for, but it's a company that that creates, builds computers specifically for youth, for children, especially very young children. So they come loaded with educational games and puzzles and reading and so forth. So you don't have to load all that on there. They're all on there. The keyboards are all very colorful and that sort of thing. So we have 3 of them, and kids are using them already.
And so, you have them already. Where are they in the library? Are they
They're
in
in the kids area.
Okay.
Yep. As you come in right to the left around the corner.
Got it. Thank you.
Check them out. They're really cool.
Okay, thank you. I was just in there today. I go one place. I'm kind of tunnel. Okay, thank you, though.
You bet.
Thank you, Beck. If there's no other discussion, Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. And that will conclude my report for this evening.
Thank you, Mayor.
Number 6 is the clerk's report. Mr. Chair and Council, I have 2 action items this evening. 6A, for second reading and final adoption, is an amendment to Chapter 36, Article 7, Division 2, Section 36, 36-353, discharge of firearms of the City of Romulus Code of Ordinances. This amendment was introduced at the April 10th regular council meeting.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for second reading and final adoption of amendments to Chapter 36, Section 36-353 of the Romulus Code of Ordinances.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for second reading and final adoption of amendments, Chapter 36, Section 36-353 of the Romulus Code of Ordinance. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
Thank you, council. The last action item is 6B, and for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 22/23-15 in the amount of $5,078 to use the fund balance to replace the Records Department service window with a bulletproof security pass-through window. This budget amendment was introduced at the April 10th regular city council meeting.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Ms. Webb?
I'd like to approve the second reading and final adoption.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Williams, for second reading and final adoption of the Budget Amendment 22-23-15. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion approved.
Thank you, council. That concludes the clerk's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Number 7 is the treasurer's report, but our city treasurer is not here this evening, so there is no report. Takes us to number 8, public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience who would like to address city council. The rules to address city council can be found on the back of the agenda. To address city council, raise your hand, and after you've been acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and state your name. Please note, members of the public who submitted a public comment card will be called upon first. Further note that you will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. Mr. Chair, we have not received any request to speak cards.
Any comments from the audience? If there's no comments from the audience, Madam Clerk, we'll close the part out.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Takes us to number 9, unfinished business. Number 10, new business.
John.
Mr. Wadsworth?
If I could, I just want to make the public aware. Most of us know that Dr. John Herman passed away in December, and his business was taken over by a new vet named Jessica Colwich. I believe that's her last name, but the point I want to make, on February the 18th, we had our cat and dogs day at the shelter for shots and so forth, and she donated a check to the shelter in the amount of a $3,000, so it's well appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth.
Number 11 for approval is warrant 23-08.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion, we pay warrant 23-08 in the following amounts. General Fund, $70,558.91. Major Street Fund, $2,914.63. Local Street Fund, $2,938.89. Public Safety Fund, $19,787.18. Cable TV, $328.87. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $198.90. Oakwood SAD, $167.44. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $998.35. NARC Forfeiture State, $74.36. Library Fund, $8,444.29. DDA, $16,137.66. Tifa District 2, $162,265.21. CIP bonds, the court building, $329,500. E-course and Vining capital improvement bonds, $173,412.50. Water and sewer fund, $506,831.39. Motor vehicle, $61,356.48. Technology services, $6,170.62. Retiree insurance benefits, $63,573.35. Revolving fund, $900. General tax fund, $5,990. Delinquent personal property fund, $50,811.82. Payroll fund, $5,375.76. Totaling all funds, $1,488,736.61.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, to pay warrant number 23-08 for $1,488,736.61. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Number 12 is communication.
Through the chair.
Yes, Ms. Talley?
Just a couple of quick announcements and reminders. The Why I Love the City of Romulus is still going in full effect. The deadline is April 28th, with entries to be read on Monday, May 8th, in conjunction with the City of Romulus' birthday, city's birthday. So get your entries in, and it will be sponsored, the baskets by Romulus Flowers and Gifts, located on Merriman Road here in our city of Romulus. National Day of Prayer is a week from this Thursday, May 4th. It's a national celebration. We're having the flagpole ceremony here at the City Hall, right, on that day? Yeah, 12 o'clock noon, thank you. Here at the flagpole at the City Hall, the Ministerial Alliance will be going throughout the school district, praying throughout our city. But if we can meet here at the flagpole at noon on National Day of Prayer, May 4th, please meet us here at the flagpole here at the City of Romulus. The Wayne County Women's Commission, they are a group of women that was created by Wayne County Commissioners, is putting on a resource fair this Thursday, April 27th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's for the women of Wayne County. There will be employment resources and health and wellness available resources for women of Wayne County. You can get possible employment on site, resume building, all kinds of resources for the women of Wayne County. Please come out. We got a lot of great partners on this event, on the employer side and for the mental and physical health side. So that again is Thursday, April 27th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Wayne County Community College District at Northwest Campus, Denise Wellens Glover Welcome Center at 8200 West Outer Drive in Detroit. Lunch is provided and is free. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other,
Through the chair, I'd like to ask Councilwoman,
yes, Ms. Webb? Ms.
there
Talley, she had
was
a question?
over 200
Huh?
females there?
We're looking up to 400.
400, okay.
400.
Okay. Ms. Williams?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have something.
Go ahead, Ms. Roscoe.
I just want to announce that we're having a community shred day here at City Hall, out in the parking lot. It's 1111 Wayne Road. And what that is you are allowed 2 boxes, about the size of a banker's box, of paper shredding and electronics that you can, I'm going to read how to come in to get everything shredded. It says, "This is a drive-through event. Please pull up to the shred truck. Staff will be directing traffic. Please stay in your vehicle. An electrocycle employee will remove the boxes from your vehicle, dump the documents or the recycling, and return your boxes to the vehicle. This is a limit of 2 boxes per vehicle. The boxes should be no larger than a standard bank box, which is about 15 by 12 inches. And for more information, you can call the clerk's office at 734-955-4542, and that is May 13th, from 9 a.m. to 12 noon.
Thank you, Ms. Roscoe.
That's all I have.
Sweet. You got anything, Ms. Abdo?
Yes, I would just like to remind the residents out there, Forgotten Harvest from 10 a.m. to, the flyer says 12:30, but we need you to be in line no later than 12 o'clock because it's necessary that we are off the property before the buses come. So all is welcome. And just through probably the clerk, I have a question. Are we finished with the budget session?
No.
No, we're
No,
not?
not yet, no. Is it next week? Yeah, the public hearing is next week.
Okay, but I'm saying for all the departments.
You mean presenting to
Yeah,
you all?
presenting.
Well, there's the public hearing, and then there's there one more meeting, not after public hearing, but all the departments, I believe, have already reported, and I guess I'd have to divert over to the administration, but everything has, all the departments have reported.
So the council will already, because I haven't heard anything about.
Well, next week is the public hearing.
But
as
what
well.
I'm saying, not for the public hearing, but for the council's budget.
Oh.
So when do we do that, or that's not done?
That was part of already in your budget. So did you want to discuss just the council section of it, or?
Yes, I was just wondering, do we have that opportunity, because I've never seen that separately.
I could provide it for you. It was in that, the email that was sent out with the whole budget. So the council section of the budget, all the departments were represented, part of that whole document that was emailed to you. But if you want a separate one, just the council, I can email that to you before,
I mean,
next week.
because what I'm saying is, so we heard from all the different departments.
Yes, via our finance department. So, and I don't know if we want to, if we need the administration to comment on it, but yeah, so the finance department, basically, Maria Ferris, they represented all of the departments. So
Madam
unless I
Clerk,
missed
let me-
something.
Oh,
No, did I miss something?
No, I just wanted to comment after this.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Yeah, right now, all the department heads have submitted all their budgets.
Right.
It's in there. The public hearing is next week. As far as the council section of the budget, like you said, we can carve that out and send it back to you in an email.
What I'm asking is, every other department came before us. So what I'm saying is, do the council ever, sit down and go through their own budget? That's what I'm asking.
Well, actually, it's during our interviews, with the administration and with the finance department, when we're going through and we put the numbers in, and then when we submit it, when you all get the document, then at that time is when you all will, you have to review it and say, hey, what is the, ask the questions on those different line items. So it didn't change, from last year, but again, if you have some questions on it, I could, submit just this, your section for the council. I know what you're saying. I could submit that to you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then, Mayor, I'm getting questions every week, calls. Do we have any updates pertaining to when the construction will start on the veteran monument?
There's a meeting this week on that one. So they let bid, Kathy's got some information for us. We're going to meet to discuss breaking ground. They might have to do some slight site modifications because the utility's there, but they're moving forward on it. So
Great.
soon.
Thank you.
Through the chair, just one comment. And I was just notified through Wayne County that it's going to add to the confusion. They are going to remove the barricades on Wayne and Ecorse today. Please find an alternative route. They will go back up anytime now. They put it's a Wayne County MDOT project. They hire a contractor to put the barrels and the cones out. We weren't happy with how they were placed, so we reached out to MDOT. MDOT reached out to the county. They're pulling the barrels. They're going to look at it. They're going to put additional signage. We want to make sure that it's safe as can be. So it's going to confuse people when they see the barrels go down tonight. But it will be closed back up very soon. So please just look at your calendars or your maps and find a different route. Try to avoid that area if you can. And we apologize for any inconvenience, but we want to make sure safety is paramount. So we're going to keep working with MDOT, Wayne County to make sure. So I apologize for the inconvenience. We want to see that construction commence as soon as possible so it can end as soon as possible. And we all agree that it's much needed, but we want to make sure the barricades are upright. So I apologize for the inconvenience, but they are going to remove the barrels tonight, but it will be closed down shortly. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Takes us to number 13, adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth, Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.